here at Full Purpose and Heart, and I have a couple of new resources up on my website, fullpurposeandheart.com. I wanted to just introduce them or just explain them here so that you guys knew that they were available if you were looking for them. So first and foremost, let me just say I am humbled and complimented for all of those who have been interested in some of the resources that I've provided on my website. It's just a great compliment to me. All of the resources that I make, I do just for my kids, for my own personal use, and since sharing is caring, I've made them available for you as well. So a couple of the things I've been really surprised with how much response I have received and how much people like them. So I updated and edited them. So let me just quickly start with those two. So the first one is my Scripture Stories workbook. This is for really young preschoolers and early kindergarten students if you are interested in something like this. This goes along with the Scripture Stories, the Book of Mormon Scripture Stories. They're like little picture books. And I just went through and I made little activities to keep my young ones' hands busy. Now, when I made these, my student could not write. You'll notice this is a writing page. I would just ask the questions and then fill the answers in that they responded and then let them color the pictures. Anyway, so this is available on my website and it is about it goes through about half of the book. So it is an incomplete resource at this time, but if you're interested in it, then you can have it. And I also have a cover that's a little boy picture, and then the little girl picture as well. So if you're interested in that resource, you can head over to my website, check the description box below, and I'll put the links so that you can hop over there easily. The second one is my planets or my space journal. This journal goes with the Good and the Beautiful Space Science unit that we will be doing for my first grade student. So I made this resource for my first grader. I think it would be fine for a second grader and definitely for a kindergartner. So if you have those ages as well, this can work. And when I made it originally, I just kind of threw it together for my kiddo, and then I showed it on my YouTube channel on the video where I kind of explained and walked through the curriculum a little bit, and I had such an incredible response, and I've had a lot of people that have downloaded this. So I think in the last month I've had about 200 people download this resource, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I really did just throw it together really fast. So I went through and I just kind of updated it so that the pages are all correct. This is still my old one, but when you printed it previously, the very first page, it said like page 5 down in the corner, and it like cut off, and anyway, I just didn't do a great job. So I remade them and put the page numbers on here, and then when you look on it on your computer, on the bottom here, it will have which lesson that the page I made goes to. When you print it out, the lesson part will cut off, so it won't actually print on your page, and your kiddo won't have to look at it. And if you wanted your kiddo to look at it, well, I made it so it doesn't print on the bottom. The planet sheets, I also took the page numbers off so that you don't have to have this like cut off and weird, and I don't know. Again, I just threw it together when I made it previously. And the other thing that I changed was I added a page in the vocabulary section, and I just made a blank vocabulary page. So like, for example, this one says solar system. I just made an additional page and I took off the wording so that you can write in your other vocabulary words if you want your kiddo to do some of the additional vocabulary words that are provided in the curriculum. I only did the vocabulary words that the curriculum suggests to do a vocabulary page for, but some of you may want to do additional pages, so I've created another page on there for you. So if you've already downloaded this, thank you. I am complimented. For those of you that are a little OCD like myself and you want to have those page numbers that are more correct and and you want to have those extra pages, you can head over and download it. Again, it is still free, so if you want it, you can have it. Just remember, and I've mentioned it like 6 times on the curriculum when you go to download it, that I am not affiliated with the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. I have not been asked to create it by them. They have not approved it. It is strictly for my own personal use. So if you have a question about it or a comment or something, make sure you connect with me and not the curriculum itself, because they're not going to have an answer for you or know anything about it, okay? So that was that. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you on this video is a little fun activity that I made. We read this book. It's called Lions in the Barn, and it is actually no longer in print, but it's being reprinted and redistributed by the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. Jenny Phillips is doing that. So I grabbed myself a copy of this, and I loved this book. This is a great read for young kiddos because the chapters are super short. It can be an independent read for an older kiddo if you have a good reader, but I read it as a read aloud for my young I have a 5-year-old and my, she's 2.5, I guess. And my 5-year-old's almost 6, going into 1st grade. This was such a great read. The chapters were really short, and it was just, the language or the vocabulary was easy to understand. So anyway, I highly, highly recommend this book. And then I went ahead and made an activity lap book to go along with it. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, these pages are falling down. And I know that when I show like a yellow page, it makes the color on the video go weird. So I'm sorry about that. But, well, let me actually turn the camera around and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the lap book that I have made for the book The Lion in the Barn, and each of these mini books on the inside correlate with one of the chapters in the book, and I have 2 or 3 on some of them comprehension questions that are a part of the download that you can then ask your kiddo and have them write the answer. This particular one I have 4, and they're actually printed on the little mini book here, so then you can write your answers when you open the flaps, and then it has like the little title of the chapter on the inside as opposed to the outside like the other ones have. So anyway, this was such a great little resource and super cute, and I'm going to actually read the story again in a month or 2 so that we can complete it, because we read the story and I hadn't made it yet. So now that I've made it, I wanted to offer it for any of you who want to grab that resource. Again, this book is distributed by the Good and the Beautiful, and I'm not sure if she's got it up on her website just yet. You can get a few copies of it online, so if you just search The Lions in the Barn book by Virginia Voigt, I believe is what you would call her, Voigt, then you might be able to grab a copy. But this particular cover is made by the Good and the Beautiful, so the cover might be a little bit different if you look online and grab it there. But anyway, this was just a really fun resource, and I'm excited for my kiddo to use it. So there you go. Those are my 3 new resources that I've just put up on my website. There are other printables that are available there if you are interested. I just like to create a couple of things for my kiddos, and then I share them with you. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel and you are new here, welcome first of all, and I would invite you to consider subscribing to the channel. We are going into our 1st grade year, and I will be documenting all of the fun things that we're doing along with the curriculum that we're using and how I'm switching it and changing it, and that's just a really great video memory for me when I go back and teach the grade level again. But also I'm hoping that it's a help for those of you who are going through your 1st grade year for the first time, and you just want kind of somewhere where you can get some resource and some help and some encouragement from somebody who's doing it. So anyway, again, if you have not subscribed, I would encourage you to do so. And thanks so much for watching. We will catch you in one of our other videos.